Okay, blessed love everyone. Give thanks and praise unto the Most High. Welcome to Murphy's Kitchen, where you see some good food prepared and wish you would have been here to eat some of the good food. But anyway, today is a beautiful Sunday. You know, sometimes you try to figure out what you're going to have for Sunday dinner. Well, for me, I had some chicken gizzard seasoned up last night, and I decided that that's what's going to be for dinner today. So today you're going to have chicken gizzard, steamed cabbage, boiled dumpling, boiled squash, and some extras to go with it. So as the time goes by and you're watching me cook, then you will see all the stuff that I will be doing and all the stuff that I will be added into the food that I'm cooking. Recipes, yes, you will get the recipes, but to the way I cook, you will see everything right there and then, because I'm going to give it to you step by step. So, bear with me, give me a few minutes, I'll be back, and then we'll get started. Have a blessed one so far. Press it. Press. Okay, welcome back to Murphy's Kitchen, where you see some good preparing food prepared, and you wish that you were here to have some of the good food. Anyway, so like I said before, my Sunday dinner today is consist of some brown stew chicken gizzard, which I had this seasoned up from yesterday. So it got the onions, it got the green pepper, it got the red pepper, it got the thyme, it got the garlic, the salt, the pepper, the paprika, the soy sauce. Got everything that it needed inside of it. Seasoned this up from yesterday, now it's just ready to go on the fire and get started. Second, we have, like I said, I'm going to add with that some steamed cabbage. So here I have the cabbage already cut up. Here I have some yellow pepper, some green pepper, onions, tomato. I got my paprika, my black pepper, and my salt. So let's get started. First, I'm going to add some oil to the frying pan so I can get the gizzard going. Next, I'm going to add a little oil to the next frying pan. Just about that much. And that is for the cabbage. So I'm going to add the cabbage in first while that is going. For the cabbage, I cook it definitely on low. Like if your stove have numbers, like from 0 to 9, I start the cabbage off at like say 5. So here I am adding the ingredients, adding the onions. Then I'm gonna add the green pepper, red pepper, tomatoes, and don't worry, it's one thing I can guarantee you, these ends very, very clean. So I got that going there. Next I'm going to add a little paprika, add a little black pepper, add some salt, sorry about that, I got out of view just now. I'm gonna add about a little butter, say about 3 teaspoons of butter, and I have it going. So right here, the cabbage is started. Cover that up. Leave that going. That take and do its own thing. Next I'm going to turn the fan on. Now it's time for me to add the gizzard. Okay, so here we go. I don't pick it out of the seasoning, I add everything at one time. let that continue to do what it's doing. Get it all brown and sauteed nice. Then after that, I have to add water to it so it can cook. Get it cooked to be real soft. I mean like butter. So when you bite into it, it just basically melt out in your mouth. You understand? That's the kind of way you have to cook gizzard. You have to give it a lot of time. Okay? So now that we have the gizzard on, we have the cabbage going. I'm going to clean up the counter. I'm going to get ready now to make the dumplings. Mix the flour, peel the squash, and get ready for that part. So I'll be back in a few minutes. See you around. Okay, welcome back to Murphy's Kitchen again, where you see some good food prepared, and wish you were here to try it. So like I said, today's dinner is brown stew, chicken gizzard, steamed cabbage, boiled dumpling, and squash. So here we have the gizzard almost ready to have the water to it right now so it can cook down. So it's just right now it's sauteing so far. That's doing good. Check the cabbage out. Yeah, cabbage look alright. It's doing its thing. So now that we have those two on, got the flour. Go make the flour, make the dumpling now, mix up the flour and everything. Add my salt and my little water and so forth. I'm giving it to you straight. Exactly how I do it, you're watching me doing it. Okay? So, let's start. Let me get a cup. Have my water. Wash my hands. If you notice, I have two towels. One for the dishes, for the counter, and this one for my hands. Not only because I'm at home and doing it, but even at work when I used to work in the restaurants and stuff before I start doing my own little thing. Yeah. You have to make sure you have it that way. So let's check the gizzard one more time. Yeah, looking good. You want that get brown nicely before you add the water to it. So let's leave it back. Stay. Now we're going to start make the dumpling. So we got the flour. We'll add some salt. Add some salt to the water that you're going to put the flour in. Always have some oil so it don't stick. And that's almost ready. So now let's make the dumpling. In the meantime, you know, when you're in the kitchen, you can't just be thinking of one thing, you have to be thinking of everything. So not because I'm making the dumpling, I'm still thinking about the gizzard over here and the cabbage over here. Okay. Seems like it needs a little more water. Okay, there you go. See, it's all coming together now. Everything all coming together now. Yeah. Turn this on, get some warm water ready to put on the gizzard. Now in the meantime, let me ease off of the flour for a bit and deal with the gizzard. So here we have it. Now the gizzard ready for the water now. This will take at least about 2 more hours before the gizzard is ready. So we have the water. always make sure when you add water, it's always hot water or warm water. Don't add cold water to something on the fire which is already hot, because the cold water just bring the temperature right back down to zero, and that's no good. So that got the water in. Cover that. That'll have a good 2 hours to take care of itself. So let's get back to the dumpling. Okay, so there we go. Water is boiling, ready for the dumpling. As you can see, ready. It's not even sticking in the bottom of the container. So this was about a pound of flour, pound and a half of flour, maybe a little more, almost close to 2 pounds. As you can see, I used 1 cup of water, cold water, maybe a cup and a little. Still have some in the cup, and we're good. Nothing sticking. That's how it's supposed to look. You just knead it, keep kneading it until it comes to the right texture that you want it. And you don't want when it cooks and you're eating it, it feels the same way like when you were kneading it, like it's raw. You want it cooked so when you're biting it, it's solid. So now that we have the flour ready, next thing we're going to do, we're going to put that in. Start making them, put them in the pot, and after that I'll show you how I deal with the squash. So I'm going to make about a couple and put in the pot so you can see what I do, and then we'll come back to it after. Keep rolling. I don't make them too big or too gigantic, you know, I just make them a nice medium, small. I don't go too bigger than that. You know, even though sometimes back home running boat, as some people call it, cookout, we call it run boat, used to make some gigantic one. They eat all 2 of those and you don't want no more. Trust me, you feel it all in your toe later on. Everything just stand up in your toe. So I will continue doing this, as you can see. Keep doing that. Make another one so you can see. You can make them as big as how you want them, it's up to you, you know. But I don't like them too big, and you know, and they're small, and you put them on the plate with other stuff that you're gonna have on the plate, it looks better, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna finish that up, and then when I come back I'll show you when I put the squash in. I don't put the squash in right away. I leave it for about, say, a good 5-10 minutes before the dumpling cook, before I put the squash in, because you don't want the squash cook out and mashed out in the pot. So see you in a few. Okay, welcome back to Murphy's Kitchen, where you see some good food prepared and wish you were here to try some of it. Anyway, so let's go back and visit the gizzard and see what's going on. So there it is, that's in the water, that's cooking, doing its thing. I'm going to reduce down. I'm going to add the same amount of water about 2 more times. Then when it boils down and come down, then I'll add the seasoning and get it ready. Over here, I have the dumpling already in the pot. bubbling, floating up. Look good. We'll get ready to put the squash into that. Give it about 5 more minutes. Here we go with the cabbage. Let's give that a stir. They're almost ready. Yeah, that looks good. We got that going. Turn the stove down on that a little more. Now here we go. I'm going to show you how I do the squash now. Okay. So I had cut it before, but I'll show you. Just put the knife down and just cut pegs. You might say why squash instead of pumpkin. I like squash better than pumpkin. I find it have more flavor to it. It have a more buttery texture. And it's sweeter too. So I'm going to cut off a couple pegs. There you go. Gonna add that to my dumpling. Put it in a bag before I put it in the fridge so it does not get dried out. So first, with the squash, cut the inside out, and then you peel it. Be careful. I can't say this more and more every time. Be careful of the knife. If you're not good with the knife, get something smaller that you can manage. Because I don't want you cut off your finger and then you say, but that's how I see Murphy do it. No, Murphy don't do it that way. Murphy don't put no finger in the food. Okay? So be careful. So anyway, I'm going to continue doing this. Get it done. Add it to the pot. Bring you back and show you how I finish up the steamed cabbage. And then we'll take it from there. So see you in a bit. Okay. Welcome back to Murphy's Kitchen. Now as I said before, I'm going to get the squash ready to put in the pot. So I already have them peeled. Like I said, I like to cook extra food because I never know when my children is going to pop by. Not every Sunday they come by for Sunday dinner, but you never know. 1 or 2 of them may pop by, so I always try to make sure there's extra food. So here we go. Put the squash in. When I put them in, I normally want to just put them right on top of the dumpling because I don't want the squash to go to the bottom because it doesn't take long to cook. So I put that in. Get my hands all washed. Right? We're going to visit the cabbage now. Because that should be ready to come off the fire. Yeah, cabbage look good. The first thing I'm going to do to the cabbage is add a little secret. Just a little. A wooden spoon. Always good to have one in your kitchen. Like I said, Murphy's Kitchen, where some good food prepared and you wish you were here to enjoy some of it. So the cabbage is done. Turn that off. Dumpling is going on. That have about another, I'll say 10 minutes. So the only thing that left to deal with, the major stuff, is the gizzard. So I'll see you in a few. Check me out. Okay, welcome back to Murphy's Kitchen. Like I said, where some good food prepared and you wish you were here to have some. So we go take a look. Right now, the gizzard is doing good. As you can see, the water is boiling down. And that's about another hour. And dumpling and squash, everything is ready. See, nothing, squash is not broken up, nicely, what we call that, tender. Yeah, dumpling right. Okay, so we can turn that off. So the only thing left to do is deal with the gizzard. So far it's looking real good. So I'll see you in a couple. We'll talk again soon. Okay, welcome back to Murphy's Kitchen, where good food prepared and you wish you were here to have some. Anyway, when we left off last, the cabbage was done, the dumpling and the squash was done, so we only had the chicken gizzard was getting its final touch-up. So it's almost down to the point where I have to put the rest of ingredients in. As you can see, I got the carrots, I got some scallion, green pepper, and some onion. That's gonna go in later. And I also have, which I have in the fridge here, I have some beans, which will be going in there. Remember I said it's brown stew, chicken gizzard. So this is Murphy's way of doing it. Okay? So since that's going on its final turn for home, we'll prepare some plantain. So we're going to fry some plantain to go with Sunday dinner. Get some oil in the pan. Peel my plantain. Always make sure your counter is clean when you're doing food, because you're going to put down anything. So anyway, we just cut some nice plantain wedges. There we go. Just use a little piece to test the pot. Still have a little way to go. So we're going to let that go on, get hot, let that simmer down, then we'll add the vegetables and stuff. So give me a few minutes and we'll be back to show you the rest. Okay, welcome back again. So now we're going to get the plantain ready. I normally had a little salt. Sprinkle a little salt on my plantain. Season them up a little with a little salt. Add them in the frying pan. Like your Sunday dinner can be whatever you want to prepare for your Sunday dinner, but I'm just showing you some of the things that I prepare on Sundays, and I'm having my Sunday dinner. So one Sunday you may want to try some of the stuff that Murphy prepare. You may want to try my recipe and see, you know, having a cup of coffee at the same time. Take a look at the gizzard looking good. Have my plantain going. Okay, so as you can see, I got the plantain going right now. So I'm going to get that going. As soon as those are finished frying, put them aside and concentrate on the gizzard. And then we'll show you how everything look after, how it's prepared, how it's done. We'll talk about that again. And we'll go through it one more time. So back in a few minutes. Okay, welcome back again. Now we're on the final stretch. Final stretch for everything. Alright, we are ready. Now here's the plantain. That's finished. It's a little side. Now, as you can see, Here's the gizzard. Going lower and lower. Let me show you something. See, when I said cook it for about 3 hours, say tender, you see that? See that? That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to use your finger and it just go right through. Alright. So, now that's in its final touchdown. We have the bean. Put this aside, now we don't need this. So now we're going to concentrate on cutting up some carrots. 1 carrot peel. Remember I said about using the knife? Be careful. Don't do what I do. Come back. Okay, so there I have my carrot cut up. Slice up a little onion. This is just the final touch. You season it not too heavy the first time. So the final stretch, you just add a little stuff to it. A little tap up. This is where you're bringing the stew together now. Okay, got my time. So now, I just put the vegetables in now. So we're going on the final stretch on the turn for home. Let's add that in. Stir it at one time. Add the bean. Get a little of the water. That over there. You see what it looks like now? So just bring that down to a simmer. Let it come down to a nice sauce thick with the bean and the carrots and the pepper and the onion and everything. We'll leave the thyme for the last. My mom always say you don't put the thyme in until you take it off the stove. Then you turn off the stove and then you put the thyme in and cover the pot. And that's the final thing you put in. Alright, so we're on the final stretch for home in Murphy's Kitchen, where good food prepared and you wish you were here to have some. So anyway, we're going to come back in about a few more seconds where we're going to add maybe a little salt, a little pepper, and I'm going to show you a secret. See you soon.